Hello all, the Irrational Skeptic here, and today I'm going to be doing a video that is non-MBTI related. I know, surprise, right? But I'm actually just wanting to bring an opportunity to everyone that's subscribed to me and anyone that can actually find this. It's concerning cryptocurrency. And as the world becomes increasingly digital, cryptocurrency is a next natural step in the evolution of money. And so, if you know cryptocurrencies, you probably know things out there like Bitcoin. Bitcoin started around 2008 and is known as the first cryptocurrency, to which then a lot of derivatives have come out. There's Ethereum, there's Doge, there's Tron, there's Ripple. I'm sure you guys know of the others. But basically, I'm trying to introduce you all to a new cryptocurrency that has come out. It is called Pi, and Pi is able to be mined right now. And so, in relation to Bitcoin, Pi is where Bitcoin was, like, say, 12 years ago. And when Bitcoin did come out, it was at a value of $0. It had no value. People started mining Bitcoins in those days. Not a lot of processing power was needed to mine in those days because the calculations for the blockchain were not as complex. But as time went on, the calculations became harder to make, and so more processing power was needed. Because more processing power was needed to mine Bitcoins, a lot of farms started coming out specifically for mining Bitcoin. People would build whole like farmhouses full of servers and full of uh, processing power, CPU power, graphic processing power, just to be able to mine Bitcoins. And to mine one Bitcoin actually takes a lot of processing power, to which currently, if you are looking to mine Bitcoin, you need to use a lot of electricity and you need a lot of equipment. You'll probably be spending anywhere upwards of $3,000 to $10,000 monthly just to mine Bitcoins. And so it's not something that is very profitable at the moment unless you have a lot of capital to start something like that. And so Pi is the first digital currency for everyday people, representing a major step forward in the adoption of cryptocurrencies worldwide. And this is very important because if you look at current world trends, you'll probably find that a lot of governments are actually starting to consider having a digital currency. This is because they have realized that cryptos have figured out a way around traditional banking systems that have a lot of overhead because they are in-betweeners. They stand between you and paying a merchant money. Once you swipe your credit card, a fee is paid to the bank in order for them to give money to that merchant. There's so many people in between you and getting what you want. And so these banks and financial institutions make money off of money. I know it doesn't make sense, right? They make money to, let's say I come to you and I say I want to buy a pair of shoes from you. You tell me that the pair of shoes you're selling is $100. I would just give you $100, right? And then you would give me the shoes. But once you have banks in between that purchase, I come to you and yes, I might pay just $100 for that, but now you now have to pay a financial institution $5 for facilitating that exchange. So you don't actually get $100 from me. You see what's going on? You get 95 or you get 90, whatever the case may be. So there's value being lost in between the producer and the consumer. And then this is where cryptocurrencies come in, eliminating those middlemen. And so governments have basically come to find that uh, people have found a much more efficient way to transact with one another that does not include financial institutions. And financial institutions are automatically connected to the government because the government makes the money, right? They print the money. And so they have a very tight relationship with one another. And so this allows government a lot of power over how we spend and how the economy runs in a sense. And so cryptocurrency is actually the future. Um, the I believe it's Switzerland. They are currently having a test model going on for unleashing their first official digital money. And so you're going to find this everywhere. You're going to start finding that the US government is going to start introducing a digital dollar, quote unquote. And this is just a way for them to compete with the future. Because why would someone have a digital dollar over another cryptocurrency that does not, let's say, charge so many fees in order to do transactions? And the government is never going to make a digital dollar or anything like that that cuts banks out, that cuts out financial institutions, because that would defeat the whole purpose, you see. And so cutting out those banks, they're not going to let that happen easily, you know? They're not just going to sit there and be like, okay, get rid of us. We're no longer going to facilitate transactions. And so this is where you have things such as Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these cryptos coming out. Even I believe Facebook was trying to come out with one if they haven't already. And so cryptos is a very new, it's a new area publicly, but it has existed for some time now. But a lot of cryptos have started coming out, which a lot of them actually end up being Ponzi schemes. If you look online, you can find a lot of warnings on a lot of cryptos that are out now that a lot of people are buying into. But those cryptos have no intention of ever being a viable crypto. They just want people to buy into the name. And once they pump it up with money, the people that probably got in first will, sell out, and that all your money is gone basically. They are in it because they are trying to get dollars, fiat currency out of the scheme. And that's not the real purpose of a crypto. The real purpose of a crypto is to be able to actually have it and use it as currency. You see, it's not supposed to be merely an investment in order to get money, but a lot of cryptos are treating it as such. And so, of course, people are buying into it and treating it as such. And so this is what brings me to introduce Pi. Pi is a new cryptocurrency that started in 2019 of March. It's actually started on March 14th. March 14th being Pi Day, and Pi kind of making a play on the actual meaning of pi, which is the circumference of a circle divided by the perimeter, or is it the perimeter divided by the it is the circumference of any circle divided by the diameter of the circle. That gives you pi, just in case anyone wanted to know. But the mission of the Pi crypto is build a cryptocurrency and smart contracts platform secured and operated by everyday people. Their vision is to build the world's most inclusive peer-to-peer marketplace fueled by Pi, the world's most widely used cryptocurrency. Now, get what I said before when I said the actual purpose of cryptocurrency is to be able to facilitate transactions between everyday people. And so this is holding to the true letter of what pi is supposed to be. I know that Bitcoin is used as currency by a lot of people now, and people are actually able to exchange goods and services for for Bitcoin. And of course, the value of Bitcoin is somewhere over 8,000 now. I think it reached $20,000 at a point in time. And of course, this is how the market values it. But um, the costs of running Bitcoin are very expensive. Like I said, the calculations to figure out the block transactions cost a lot of money. So this is where a new cryptocurrency like Pi comes into place. Pi actually does not use that method of burning a lot of electricity in order to calculate the blockchain. It uses a new method, which is on the Stellar network, if you want to, or the Stellar scheme, if you want to look that up. But it's basically a new way to secure transactions that is based on trust, a trust graph. And so Pi is for everyday people. Once you are in the Pi network, you actually end up being a part of a node that it can actually verify transactions on the ledger. So Pi is really going to be very focused on the people that are in it. They have to be trustworthy people and people that won't commit fraudulent transactions. And so, if you know Bitcoin, a lot of times people get into a lot of schemes that go on, and you send your Bitcoins to some wallet somewhere. And even though the ledger is public, people can have multiple wallets for Bitcoin. And so it's not necessarily able to be tracked. But Pi is not going so much on the anonymous model as it's going on a trust graph. So it's going to be a very secure crypto and still has the benefits of not having those large overhead costs, you see? And so basically, there are five limitations that are in current banking systems. And that is one is unfair value capture. And these are intermediaries that amass a lot of money. So like PayPal, they make their market cap is 130 billion, and they pass virtually nothing to their customers. They're not doing anything, and the everyday person loses that value. It just goes to PayPal. And the second is fees. Banks, companies charge a lot of fees. I said this before, to facilitate transactions, and these fees disproportionately impact lower income populations who have fewer alternatives. You're in your neighborhood, you have Wells Fargo, Chase. You don't have ABC or CFD that says, hey, I can facilitate your transactions without charging anything, no transaction fees, you know? And then you have censorship. If a particular trusted intermediary decides that you should not be able to move your money, it can place restrictions on the movement of your money. You see, you want to send money to someone in South Africa that has a really cool shoe that they want to sell to you. And, oh, sorry, there's no way to make that transaction because Chase doesn't operate there. what happens. So just start imagining the case scenarios where you're able to have a crypto that allows you to transact and kind of do what you want. Isn't this how the market is supposed to be? Aren't we? Isn't the world is with globalization? Aren't we supposed to be more easily be able to buy and sell within each other without these barriers created by countries and banks in order to capture value in between? That's what they're really doing. Like between you and the person that is doing business, all these people come in between and say, hey, give me $1 here and I'll take it to you to the person. Hey, you give me 50 cents here and I'll store the goods for you before you do that. And like, what's going on? Sounds so dumb. And another limitation of the current system is permissions. The trusted intermediary serves as a gatekeeper who can arbitrarily prevent anybody from being part of the network. Hey, nah, I'm not gonna accept you to our bank because you don't make enough money. Sorry, And so what are you gonna do? Just have cash. Yes, cash is good, but what if you want to buy something, like I said, across the state? You can send your money in mail, I guess, but that doesn't sound very safe, does it? You know? And the fifth limitation is pseudonymous. At a time when the issue of privacy is gaining greater urgency, these powerful gatekeepers can accidentally disclose or force you to disclose more financial information about yourself than you want. This is going to be a secure wallet where only you and the person you're transacting with know what you guys need to know. There's no in between people that know why you're spending money, what you're doing with money, who it's going to. This just is a very old fashioned, sorry to say, it's old school way of spending money. Cryptos will be the future. And of course, I do know that digital money will be created by governments to try and encroach on this marketplace. But what I will ask you all to do is join Pi. Join the Pi network. It is a very cool new project. I've been on it for about 2 months now, and there is a lot of value to be had. Trust me. Trust me on this. There's a lot of value to be had. Pi is where Bitcoin was at in 2008 when it was at $0 worth. And currently, right now, Pi is worth nothing. It is worth 0.00. And you can mine Pi for free. And this will be for a limited time. This will not be forever, because just like how Bitcoin is halved every few years or so, currently for the people that are getting into Pi first, the rate of mining is halved whenever we reach a certain amount of users, you see. So getting in now will allow you to mine Pi at a greater rate. And get this, it uses none of your battery, it uses none of your data. All the mining is done in the cloud. You see, you're not actually going to be mining yourself. You're capturing value by joining the network. And also, you'll be able to invite other people, friends, family, to join the network. And once they join the network, you earn Pi and they earn Pi. Everyone can earn Pi. Everyone gets Pi in the face, right? But yeah, it's a really cool network. I really encourage everyone to join. The link to this will be down in the description along with my invitation code. And my invitation code will allow you to earn Pi, and we all earn Pi together. We all get Pi. And let's say 5 years from now, The date where you'll be able to quote unquote cash in on this could be 2 years, 3 years down the line, a year down the line, 5 years down the line. But eventually, Pi will get listed on the exchange. And once Pi gets listed on the exchange for cryptos, for the ICO, initial coin offering, it will be worth something in money or fiat or dollars. Personally, I believe in the project, and the project aims to create marketplaces surrounded that go around Pi. So personally, I would want to keep Pi in order to transact, with you, transact with someone out in Kenya or someone out in South Africa, send them Pi, they send me my goods and services, right? And but that's not the only thing. If you would like, of course, because I don't think the dollar is going anywhere anytime soon. If you would like, in about a year or two, if Pi comes out and is worth per Pi, let's say $2, and you've been mining for about a year, which is actually very easy to mine. It's very easy to mine. All you have to do to mine is once a day, come back, click a button, and it starts mining Pi for you. And it's not mining Pi based on your phone data or based on your battery. It's just trying to confirm that you're a human being and you have joined the Pi network and that you're a trustable person to include you in a network to be able to execute transactions on the ledger once Pi actually becomes public. So once again, join Pi. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'm happy to answer any questions about Pi. This is, again, I believe it's going to be one of the bigger cryptos out there. Like I said, it's on the Stellar network, which is it's a more cost-effective way of mining and a cost-effective way of securing transactions on the ledger that is more based on a trust graph rather than using a lot of electricity to mine or to calculate the next block on the blockchain. And so when I say less electricity, I also mean that Pi is green, right? You use less electricity, you have less of a carbon footprint on the world. So for people that are conscious of that, this is one of the cryptos that will be helping save our planet, so to speak. So definitely, like I said, ask any questions. My link is in the description. Go down to the description, click on the link. It's gonna ask you for an invitation code. That's my invitation code also down in the description. Type that invitation code in and you're in. You can go in. There's frequently asked questions. There's a chat room there. It's a cool app. There's a chat room where you can go in and ask questions. I actually participate in the chat room a lot, so I'm always there answering questions. And there is a white paper, and the white paper describes to you basically a summary of or more details of what I summarized for you here. And also this is a project being worked on by 3 Stanford PhDs, or 2 PhDs and 1 MBA. So they're very credible people that know what they're doing. And like I said, they aim to make one of their missions, they literally say, is to reach every single person on the earth. And word of mouth is a very powerful tool. Get in now, because it has halved about 5 times since it started. And so the mining rate is decreasing. And so, like with anything, the people that get in first are usually the people that benefit the most later. As you can probably know, people that were talking about Bitcoin in 2008, that sounded crazy probably to their family and friends. They are now probably millionaires. And I'm not promising you that you're going to become a millionaire. What I am saying is that get into the project, earn some pie, and see what happens in the future. You know, this is it's a risk-free investment. That's what I'm trying to get at. You are not going to be spending anything except your time, which is about 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds a day, to click a button to confirm that you're human and let Pi do the rest. That will be all for now. I'll see you guys in my next video, which I will come back onto the topic of MBTI, I promise. But yeah, let me know what kind of videos you want me to do in general. And I'm going to be continuing the anime series. I will be continuing the Game of Thrones series soon. And yeah, I'm excited to have come back on YouTube and being active, because I've now realized that a lot of people have been commenting and want me to make more videos. I thought people weren't interested before, but now I find out that people actually do enjoy my videos. So I'll see you guys in the next one. The Irrational Skeptic, signing off.